everyone, and welcome to my series of 21 Days Monk Mode with me. So in this Monk Mode, I'm not sure if you guys know what it is. I mean, there's a lot of other YouTubers who are doing Monk Mode as well. But basically, what it's supposed to do is by the end of this, however many days that you chose to take up this challenge, it's supposed to reduce your dopamine levels back down to its baseline. So, for example, if you wake up and the first thing that you do is take your phone and look at Instagram and seeing how everyone else is just living their best life while you're just laying there in bed, you actually set your dopamine level to sort of reward you without you even doing anything because you're seeing someone else's success, right? So for the rest of the day, you now have to live up to that dopamine level just for you to be happy. And if you extend that out into like weeks and months, you increase your dopamine baseline to somewhere that is not sustainable for yourself. So when people go into monk mode, they just want to reduce their baseline. And some of the effects that they got out of it are like happier, less hard on themselves, less anxiety, and less social comparison. So the reason why I want to do monk mode right now is because I've been traveling for a bit and I just crave some sort of routine now that I'm back at home. I'm just going to list down the things that I'll be doing during this monk mode. I think I have actually listed them based on the fact that I want all this stuff to be completed by the end of the day for me to feel like I do have a routine. So this monk mode would kind of bring me back into the days where we are still in quarantine, where you have all your time for yourself and you don't really have to worry about having plans that you need to cancel on because it's not in alignment with your goals. So when I'm in this 21 days, I just tell myself that it's only for 21 days. If I want to go out, I can still do it after. And if my friends who respect what I'm doing would respect the goals that I want to achieve in that 21 days. So let's get into it. The first 7 tasks on hand is actually from this thing called Project 50. I have been doing it for about 2 times, so I know that it's kind of doable for me and I like the routine I had when I was following these rules. So I will put it up here. So first, we have wake up before 8 a.m. You know, sometimes when you wake up in the middle of the day and the sun is already up and scorching, you don't feel like going out, especially in Singapore. It's way too hot. So wake up before 8 a.m. and start your day. And next is do your morning routine, 1 hour of no distractions. So what this means is don't reach out for your phone. Don't try to talk to anyone for the first hour. Just be by yourself. And I tend to do my skincare, do up my hair, and feel a bit more easy, right? I don't feel like I'm rushing to the next thing if I pick up my phone. And for this 1 hour, it actually includes 15 minutes of meditation for me. And I would try my best to get myself in that alpha state to then conquer the day. I like to write down some thoughts if I get them in the first hour of the day on my journal. And also in this list that you see, you can also see reading 10 pages a day. So if you want, you can also slot in that 10 pages into that first hour of no distractions. And on number 3, you can see exercise for 1 hour a day. So just try to get your body moving. It could be just walking outside, cycling, and getting some sun, hitting the gym, yoga class, Pilates, whatever you choose. Just try to do it at least 1 hour a day. And then we have dedicate 1 hour towards a new skill. So this is something that you want to learn. At the end of these 21 days, you want to be able to come up with a new skill that you already set your mind to achieve on the first day of these 3 weeks. And then there's follow a healthy diet. So for me personally, I want to eat more fresh stuff and not processed stuff. For example, no canned tuna because it has been processed already. Instead, I should be eating things where I can still see them in wholes. And that would be like whole foods, like fruits, grains, leafy greens, and eggs. I'm mainly following a vegetarian diet because I feel like a lot of the meat that we have are pumped with steroids, right? So when I'm eating more meat, I can feel myself bulking also. And I'm at that phase where I'm really more interested in cutting down right now. I can feel like my joints have been facing a bit more strain just from this weight that I'm carrying. And I do want to eat a lot more vegetables because I learned in Ayurveda that the more sattvic, Sattvic you are, the more you can connect with God, the more intuitive you are, the more signs and messages you can get from the universe. So that's the point for the healthy diet. And lastly, number 7 is to track your daily progress in the journal. So for journaling, I do it once in the morning and once at night. And for trading as well, I do journal all of my trades. So that is something that I consistently do to write down my thoughts, right? And the more you write them down, the more you're listening to yourself and you know what thoughts are actually serving you and what are not. So on top of this few rules that I will be bringing for my monk mode, I am also going to add in some of my own stuff. And as I mentioned already, the first one is 15 to 20 minutes of meditation. The second one is cutting down my Instagram usage. So at my peak, at my worst stage ever when I'm so unhappy, I was checking Instagram on average 7 hours a day. It's a direct relation to me. Like when you are able to track yourself and see how unhappy you are, you know that it must be coming from something that you're investing 7 hours of in a day that's making you this unhappy, right? So my plan is to cut it down to just 2 hours. I'm not going to mindlessly scroll anymore. I want to be more intentional about putting out content and be more selective about consuming content. And lastly, for the third one, I want to do 2 rounds of exercise in a day. I have a lot of time and I know that I used to be way more energetic when I am exercising more. So my first round of exercise would be weight training, strength training, where I'll be lifting weights and choosing the muscles that I want to target for the body shape that I want. And the second workout, I want to do a bit more cardio based. I want to increase my heart health. I want to do more outdoor stuff just so that I'm not always such a homebody as I am whenever I'm doing all this monk mode. So if you guys are thinking about doing it for yourself, here are some ideas that you can choose to do for yourself as well. And next, I'll be showing you my journal. So right now, I'm actually using this journal entry on Notion. So this is my iPad, and I've actually done up a template over here. So what I do is I would duplicate this every day and then just print them out. As you can see, I'm currently on day 4 when I decide to film this. And these are my to-do lists and my journal, right? I would cross them out as my day goes on. And then these are the journal prompts. You can write your own ones based on your goals.
He says, well then, how will my life ever change? Answer, when you change. When you change, when you get better, it'll get better. If you change, it'll all change. Don't put it on someone else. Hope that someone else will change it for you. Take responsibility for yourself. Take personal responsibility. You can't change the circumstances or the seasons or the wind, but you can change your reading habits. You can change whether or not you go for the skills, burn the midnight oil, turn yourself around, multiply your value by 2, 3, 5, 10. That you've got charge of. That you have control.
So right now it's almost lunchtime and I'm just rushing through my workout because I don't want to pack with everyone else. Right now it's still so empty. In a minute you'll see it's gonna be packed. So this is my attempt to eat healthy right now. And I like to eat when there's not much people around. Okay, so today I'm having just vegetarian. I'm gonna try to cut down on my meat intake because of all the steroids that they pump inside. I feel like I have been bulking because of all the meat that I'm taking. So here's what I'm having. Just spinach and eggs, Chinese style, as well as a plain porridge. So porridge is quite alkali in nature, which means if your body is too acidic, you lose minerals, but alkali will help you maintain your minerals in your bones. Alright, so right now it's 10:22. We are currently in our silver bullet time zone, and we're just looking for nice entries. So what the silver bullet timing is, it's from 10 a.m. all the way to 11 a.m. And the macro, where we're supposed to look for liquidity sweep, is happens at 9:50 all the way to 10:10. So usually we'll just sit here and wait for some volatility, but just following up from just now's, the analysis that I was doing in the afternoon, we see that during London, price actually took out previous week's low as well as previous 2 days low. So there was 3 equal lows that was taken out on this session. And right now, during New York Open, we had a retracement back up into the previous week's swing low before pushing lower. So to me, this move is sort of already done because this was the Q zone and we had this nice little retest within this fair value gap. And this entire move is very beautiful. What I'm anticipating is a retracement back into the 50% of this New York session. And this is M15 bearish fair value gap. So now going back into the 1 minute, I'll just keep watching to see if there's any opportunities, some sort of reversal back into 50%. If not, it tends to come after lunch, and that would happen around 12 to 1 is lunch, and after 1 a.m. that would be the timing that I see New York 50% tends to get tapped on. So right now it's trading around this fair value gap. We'll see what it wants to do, because on the minute 1, the bodies have already closed beneath the fair value gap. However, on minute 3, which is the time frame that the algorithm runs on, minute 1 to 3, you can see that the bodies have not closed beneath it. So if I was to just, put something right now, it would look like this. 1:2.3. Alright, so this is the very next day, and this was how market played out yesterday during its New York session. So after 11 a.m. over here, that was the end of the macro timing. However, market can still play out during lunch, which it eventually did towards the 50% of the entire New York range. So after that, it was just consolidating like this with not much movement. So to me, this is one of the methods that I use when it comes to a very sideways market. If it's a expanding market, I would use maybe OTEs and FIBs and mix of PD arrays, right? So what I'm seeing in this market might be different to even ICT himself. So it really depends on what method sticks to you and when do you choose to use them. So my advice is just try to spend more time looking at the markets, backtesting, because when you assume a position, you have something to lose, right? It's only when you decide, then the lesson that comes after is something that you can either learn from or reward yourself with. But the thing is, most people don't like to decide. That's why trading is all about just sitting there and deciding. And if you don't win, you have to own it. They say that traders are just professional losers who come back every day until they get the odds in their favor. So yeah, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoy watching it. If you do like it, please remember to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.